Like, I like, posting when I want to post. And, some days I don't have it. And I guess I've had to realize that, like, hey, you have to post every single day because now, being, for lack of a better word, a famous person or a celebrity is like your job now. And it's been a huge shift, but I'm getting used to it.
Hello and welcome to Zaneberry Podcast episode 11 with Lonely God. I got to meet Sam this last year filming the music video Lonely Nut, which is by Young Nut and Lonely God. Sam has pretty much taken the indie music world by storm ever since making his song Marlboro Nights, which blew up on TikTok and now on streaming, has just millions of streams on streaming platforms, and right now he has a new single out called Sunday. Awesome music video, awesome lyric video, check it out. You might be wondering, why does this episode have a formal intro for the first time? Well, we had a big old technical difficulty oopsie getting used to this Zoom podcast format during quarantine social distancing. It would appear that the first 19 minutes of our episode for our video viewers, for whatever reason, did not record. If you just stick it out after the first 19 minutes for our video viewers, you'll be able to see the rest of our conversation with both of us on screen. So for those first 19 minutes, we'll have a visualizer for you guys to enjoy. So let's just jump into my discussion with Lonely God.
Start running audio and I'll give you a clap.
Okay, I'm recording audio now too.
That was fucking good.
That was pretty good. That sounded like a actual clap you could put in your kit.
I'm recording it, man.
Hey Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Zane. How are you? How's your living room?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's pretty much exactly the same since the last time you were in it.
It's full of fucking. It's like set up for a video.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, just big and open. How's your quarantine going? I think everybody's just kind of sitting in the same place for like 4 months at a time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's been super productive. But holy shit, I want to go like Dave and Buster's. I want to go Dave and Buster's and drink like 10 gin and tonics and play Guitar Hero.
Is that like is that your happy place?
My happy place is a little bit too drunk at a Dave and Buster's. Yeah.
You kind of are like Dave and Buster's embodied in a person. That makes a lot of sense.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
just game tokens, drinks, and pizza.
Bro, the pizza comes later because if you eat, then the 10 gin and tonics don't hit you as hard, and that's a pro gamer tip.
Dude, our high school graduation night, I don't know if your school did this, but to like encourage kids not to drink and drive, they have this school sanctioned event where they like lock you in somewhere but for fun, and they chose Dave and Buster's. So they just like yeah. So they just had like a few hundred high schoolers at a Dave and Buster's till like 3 a.m. on grad night. It was crazy.
Yo, so our school did that, but they put us in a bowling alley, but they couldn't stop us from doing like a bunch of shots before we walked in.
Just like hood rat shit, yeah.
Oh, our prom was something else, man. I drank so many 40s.
I was like still afraid of like drinking back then. I didn't like drink or anything till I was 19, to be honest. So I was just playing a bunch of skee ball and eating pizza, having a good time.
Yo, that's honestly just I'll send you a picture, but for my prom, I had a white tuxedo, a top hat, and a cane.
Oh my god, that's
yeah.
You said for prom?
For prom, yeah, it was my peak, man.
Where you're in Baltimore, right?
I'm in Baltimore suburb. My prom though, I grew up in Montgomery County.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I'm like, oh yeah, Montgomery County. He knows where that is.
Yeah, classic Montgomery. Was it like a big school, or was it like more of a small town type of thing?
It was closer to DC, still a burb full of like soccer moms and shit like that.
Okay. I was gonna ask, like, what did you grow up like? Were there other artists around, or were you just like kind of that one random art kid?
It was me, dude. I was the only kid in my high school that like produced music.
Okay.
There's another kid that made like EDM, but I feel like I'm in such a different sphere that there wasn't much we could talk about besides, I love Ableton.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty much just me teaching myself, getting input from my buddies, but it was just me there.
Yeah. Did you take any music classes or anything, or were you just teaching yourself on the internet?
So music-wise, I was pretty formally trained. I was playing piano. I've been playing piano since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Got better for around 5 years, and then it's been a plateau since then. So I'm pretty much as good as I was when I was 9. And I was in band class in high school. I was the greatest bassoon player out of all the second chair bassoons at Winston Churchill High School. Believe me, it was awesome. So I'd bassoon, and then I got like guitar and bass and all that shit. I sort of taught myself, yeah.
Okay, damn. How did we have a high school named after Winston Churchill? That's just a side note, but
he's an American hero.
Or wait, sorry,
no, he's very British.
Yeah. In my head, I was like, isn't he?
He's a honorary American.
Yeah. So how many? So are those all the instruments you play? Piano, bass, and guitar, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can like fiddle with anything.
Yeah,
which is awesome for like the kind of music I make, because I do a lot of like takes you hear like guitar. It's just a bunch of guitar takes stitched together, because contrary to popular belief, I'm really bad at guitar. So I play one chord and then I pause and then I like get my fingers in the right spot for the next chord and then I play that chord.
Yeah.
And then it's just like an hour of editing. I could just learn how to play guitar, but this is much more fun.
Well, you have that one song where like the hook or the chorus or whatever is like, I'd give anything
Soul
to play.
Again.
Yeah. I really like that song. And when I was listening,
I obviously have learned nothing.
When I was listening to it, I'm like, there's clearly some truth to this, because he sounds very desperate to be better at guitar.
Yeah, but you see, I could put the time in at getting better at guitar, or I could drink beer and play Rocket League.
Dude, Rocket League is so fucking hard.
Yo, I just started playing ranked with my buddy a couple days ago. It is relentless. I'm glad that I'm good at music, because playing like Rocket League is so fucking humbling, because there's a 12-year-old that can beat my fucking ass and he's gonna go pro.
Oh my
and get
God.
like $30 a year for it.
Yeah, $30 a year. As a kid, I was like a big Nintendo kid, and then when everybody made the migration to like Xbox and stuff, that's when I fell off. Like I became an old man at 11. So like now seeing the vast world of video games, like it's just so fucking intimidating. I have a PS4, but I still have barely touched anything that's out there.
You gotta play like Cam and Madden, and I played Cam and Madden. Young Nut, and
yeah.
I was bodying him for like 3 quarters, and then I think he decided to start trying, and he came back and scored like 50 points in a quarter. It was humiliating, man.
Well, I know like Cam and Qwerty and Malik and all of them, they play like a lot of 2K and stuff, and there's just like a lot of like pride at who's better at 2K. And like as a kid too, like same thing, like I was intimidated by real sports, so even like video game sports, I'm like, I'm not a jock enough for this. So like I never even got good at Madden.
Dude, I would have fucking slayed if I wasn't like 5'3" in high school. My growth spurt was like super late. Going into my junior year of high school, I was 5'2", so it was way too late for me to get into any sports. We didn't have, like a horse riding team. I would have been a great high school jockey. But yeah, I feel like if I had been 6 feet from my freshman year onwards, I would have been an incredible like 3rd string tight end on the football team.
See, like, I was, like, 6 foot since forever, and I just still did not have excuses. I was just trash.
Oh, you squandered it, Zane.
Yeah, I grew up with the whole, like, are you good at basketball? And I'm like, no.
You just gotta get, all you need is, like, a sick free throw. And then you're set for life, because you can just be, Zane the free throw guy.
Yeah, I just need to be the guy that they bring in to just be like, do this, and then the team is saved.
Oh, you could be like an enforcer where they bring you in to beat the shit out of somebody.
With you playing music, was it like a thing you found yourself, or is your family artistic, or how'd that wind up working out?
So the production thing I got into with a little bit of help from my family. My dad brought home this program by I think Sony called Super Duper Music Looper.
Whoa.
And oh dude, it was a fucking blast. And it was basically like a stripped down GarageBand for Windows where you had a bunch of built-in loops that you could mess around with, and then you could record some audio, which I did with like my dad's like lav mic, and it was like. This is all very, like, vivid for some reason. It's like this lav mic, and it was all yellowed and old, and you had to plug it into a jack behind the computer, and then you had to lean over the computer because the cable was really short to record. So that's my first studio. That was the Studio One. I think I'm on, like, 2.5 right now. And after that, it was all sort of self-propelled. Like, I got a Mac Mini for one of my birthdays, and that had GarageBand on it. That's where I did a majority of my learning how to produce and how to songwrite and arrange and all that. And after that, it's just reps, like working on it every day, improving, like paying someone on Fiverr to write all my songs. That's been really helpful.
Fiverr comes in clutch so hard for pretty much everything these days.
Yeah, I used Fiverr to like text my girlfriend.
Yeah, step 1 to make a hit, go to Fiverr. Step 2, upload to Spotify.
Bro, it's so fucking easy.
Why don't...
The music industry is a complete sham. All you bro, you just...
And people have the audacity to use the word industry plant.
You can't... The real industry plant is anyone that doesn't pay dudes on Fiverr to write their songs.
Yeah, what are you doing? Learning instruments? Jeez. What a waste of time.
What a fucking loser, bro.
What
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, what?
Okay, sick.
Yeah,
late.
Whatever you want. You can do
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, well.
Whoa, sorry. My goal is to never get canceled. That's my life goal.
That's a pretty good goal. Just don't just be like a good person, and I think you'll probably be good.
That is obviously so hard for some people.
Yeah, no, I mean the broadness of good person these days is pretty tricky.
Good person goes from like saint all the way down to like petty thief. Those are all good people. And then anything below that, you're a monster. Bad person starts at being a war criminal.
Yeah, no, the internet is definitely just like a court of law now. And like you don't even I was gonna ask, like you obviously had like Marlboro Nights like blow up on TikTok and stuff, but you also like don't tweet a ton. Is it out of like, do you just like not? Are you not like a super social media person, or do you just not want to like say too much, or not? Maybe there's not even a thought behind it, but.
So there totally is a thought behind it, and it's like a very, not like personal thing, but it's whenever I tweet, I want to be funny. And if I can't think of something that's funny, I just won't tweet that day. I mean, you can look back through my shit. I don't think I've made a single serious tweet that wasn't related to a song launching. So I use Twitter as like an output for shitty jokes. And if I don't have any shitty jokes at the moment, I just sort of sit back and read other people's stuff.
No, that's honestly a good approach. That's something I've wanted to get better at. I wind up just retweeting like like a lot of other people's art and like news information that I think is like good to put out there. But then sometimes like it's the end of the day and I'm like, oh, what is this like trail I left behind me? Like just like I don't like, you know what I mean? Like things are just so loud all the time. I kind of want to just be like more quiet. So like I think like that's honestly a good approach to it.
And also I don't want people to think I'm crazy, because there's this thing, I'm glad my girlfriend's not home right now, that I've been workshopping for the past couple days. It's called Dessert Meats.
Yeah, I saw that post.
Yeah. So that's just the tip of the iceberg, Zane. This is what's gonna get me canceled. So you take like beef, but you make it sweet. And then you like put little nuggets of chocolate in it, so then when you cook it, the chocolate gets all melty. Yeah. Maybe some like vanilla extract too. And then and then you eat it, and it's dessert meat. And that's my first. I need to make it. I need to get some ground beef, but I am gonna try that.
So, I think there's already a little bit of a ball rolling on that movement, because people make candy bacon. People do the whole brown sugar bacon thing.
Meat. That is a dessert.
And
meat.
If you look up, I tried to reply this to you, but Twitter was actually broken and it wouldn't let me like respond with an image. There is bacon and eggs ice cream out there. That blasphemy does exist. Now that seems different than what you're after, but
we're good. So I think there isn't yet a definition for dessert meat, which is what's the most troubling part of the whole process. So to create dessert meats, you have to create the concept of dessert meats, and that's where my creativity really needs to shine. I need to just raid a Wegmans.
You said put chocolate in beef?
So I'm thinking, like chip chocolate, like chocolate chips, in like little balls of beef, and the beef before the chocolate's even involved. You got some sugar in there, you got some vanilla extract, a little bit of salt, but only a little, not as much as like a burger, because it's dessert.
Yeah.
And maybe like when you're done cooking them, you coat them in confectioner's sugar. Then you just pop them. You got a bag with like one of those little silica gel packets, and you're just reaching into your bag of dessert meats throughout the day.
I wonder. See, like people always say salty and sweet is good. Like I wonder if you could sell people on like the pretzel M&Ms, but instead of pretzel, there's just like some beef going on in there.
Genius, eh?
Like I feel like at the movie theater, if you just poured those in your popcorn, and then you told the gym bros like that's how you can get your protein while you indulge.
Bro, that genius. Okay, so I guess it's like
I'm trying to get a 10% stake in this company.
So like a frozen tiny thing of very salty beef with chocolate around it.
Yes.
And then it thaws and it's just like an M&M. Okay. All right. Thank you for the idea. You get a 10%. Yeah, 10%.
I think is one final idea. I think we could definitely do something with Choco Taco as like a synergy plan.
Oh, okay. So you're talking like collab with Choco Taco.
Yeah.
The real Choco Taco.
But like it's more of a traditional taco.
It's more of a traditional taco coated in chocolate.
Yeah. Like we're really just giving people a taco, but there's also dessert ingredients in it.
Genius. We're gonna be bajillionaires, King.
You know, I didn't really think we would get this far into dessert meats, but I'm glad that we did.
It's a great idea. Dessert meats is the greatest idea I've ever come up with, and no one I've talked to, which in all fairness has been my parents and my girlfriend, has been for it.
In all seriousness, like with the way the world is right now, there is 1,000% an audience for this. Like there's people out there that would buy this.
The thing is, now don't get me started on dessert meats. The thing is making it shelf stable. That's the word. Like I would need. I don't know how Spam does it. Spam might be a good base because that's really fucking salty.
Spam seems
Spam
to defy.
M&Ms.
Ooh.
Spam and Ams.
Spam seems to defy the Spam and M&Ms. Spam seems to defy the laws of physics sometimes. Like it doesn't seem like it should be able to exist.
I don't think it's meat. I think it's transcendent. Spam is the first ever vegetarian meat. I think it's so far removed.
If you look up like what percent of beef is Taco Bell beef, I think it says like 38% and then like 62% is filler. Like it's like really fucked.
That's how they keep their prices so low, baby.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I think one of the ingredients is like silicone. Like it's like not good.
That's like looking at like my cat food and it's just like 38% crude protein.
Yeah.
Fuck, what is crude protein, dude? It's whey. They're just shoveling protein powder. Cat.
One of the, you're saying how like you try not to post unless it's like a joke. One of the series you did was when you were the tallest man on earth on Instagram, but like over a series of different days. That shit had me weak. That was a really good one.
So that I need to do something else like that because the origin of that was actually I had the one where I went to Hollywood and I was like, oh, I'm gonna meet Diplo, but the whole reason I was going to Hollywood was to go to Diplo's birthday party. So then I didn't post for a while, and my label's like, hey, you got to post on Instagram more. You're really slacking there, bucko. Do something like the Hollywood thing. That was awesome. Everyone loved that. And I said, okay, I'm going to be told or whatever. And then I did the first post, and it was just me announcing that I was going to be tall, and it did super well. So I decided to stretch it over the course of like 2 weeks. So much fun.
Is it weird feeling like you have to kind of keep that up as a job, or like being told like, hey, go post on your medias? But I guess everybody's doing that anyways. Like, people always feel like they have to perform.
I mean, sorry to interrupt, but I've been like, I guess, big, like, signed to a label for going on half a year now. And at the beginning, I'm a huge control freak. So at the beginning, it was very weird, like, handing over stuff to other people. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not getting any emails about, like inquiries about anything anymore, which is weird to me. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm not handling, like, the mixing of my songs. And I guess it was the same with my social media. Just, like, I like, posting when I want to post. And, some days I don't have it. And I guess I've had to realize that, like, hey, you have to post every single day, because now, being, for lack of a better word, a famous person or a celebrity is like your job now. And it's been a huge shift, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. With you, like, wanting that control and everything, like, when you first were, like, approached last year, was that, like, a big part of the discussion, like, when you were first discussing with because you're with Pizza Slime, which is under Mad Decent, correct?
Yeah.
I imagine, like, you had to, like, talk to, like, other people possibly, and then, like, you wound up, like, landing with whoever, like, was the best fit for you. So, like, has it been, like, a good experience overall, and, like, getting to, like, just kind of mostly, like, be yourself and make the music that you still like to make?
It's been awesome. In retrospect, Pizza Slime is the best place I could have landed. But there were a couple months where me and my manager were, like, going to the offices of every major record label, and they were all acting super interested, and they would all give me t-shirts. Side note, I don't buy clothes anymore. It's the fucking best. I can just get shit sent to me. That's the greatest part of all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the majors it was all just very corporate. And then we go to, the Pizza Slime office, and you walk in, there's, like, a cardboard cutout of John Cena. And everything they do is just a shit post. It's fucking sweet. And Mad Decent is pretty much the same way. So, excellent fit there.
Yeah, when you when you had first, I saw that one picture. It was, like, the cutout of John Cena and, like, the street performer, like, Elmo, and, like, that was, like, your signing photo.
Dude, so yeah, I was that day. I am so bad at Los Angeles. Just, like, doing anything in that fucking city is the worst. So they said, we had a whole signing thing planned, and they were like, okay, be at the office at 9 in the morning. I'm like, okay. I went to the Pizza Slime office, and I'm like, hey, could you guys let me in? And they said, we're like, at the door. Where are you? And I said, I'm at the door. And it turns out I had to go to the Mad Decent office. So I drove, like, 45 minutes. I was 45 minutes late for my own record deal signing. And I walk in, and there's just John Cena, and his fingers are apart. And my record deal is, like, sitting in his fingers. And I was just like, yeah, this is the fucking weirdest thing I've ever done. Like, and there's a dude dressed as Elmo, yeah, like, just standing in the corner watching me. It was great.
They had it, like, set up that way for you when you arrived?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Dude, they're the fucking best. They're all a bunch of memers.
When I saw that photo, I was genuinely, like, wondering how something like that happens. Like, in my head, it would be, like, more of, like a businessy person being like, okay, so we're gonna set up this but no, like, you just walked in and it was already like that. That's like so surreal and weird. It's but also amazing.
That group of guys. I mean, even going up Jasper, I think the president of Mad Decent, he's just a bro. Mm-hmm. So I guess everyone there, Pizza Slime has a very similar mindset to me. They're much better at it, but they're always thinking, like, hey, what's funny? And, like, what's gonna do numbers? And that, I think it's something, that drew me to them, maybe them to me. It's fucking match made in heaven, chef's kiss.
Nice, yeah. And then since then you've put out Sunday, which I really really liked, and you got to do the music video and the lyric video. The lyric video, like I love that, like it's animated too. I don't really even have a question about that. It's just cool.
Thank you. It was really cool. It was this artist Ben Kopp out of Philadelphia. He's the fucking best, and he did a logo for me that we haven't put out yet, but it's sweet, and he does a bunch of like little things for us here and there.
Nice, that's awesome. And then with like the video itself, like in quarantine, like did you guys just like make that from home, or how are you guys operating now?
Yeah, they hooked me up with this guy Lucas. He directed it, and he basically sent me this exact green screen and green screen stand, and he sent me like a list of things he wanted me to shoot, and I just shot them, sent them over to him, and he did all the editing. It was super easy.
Okay, wow, yeah. No, it's really like wild now that like we're all doing the whole like work from home thing. Like it kind of shows like, oh, we could have been doing this sort of workflow the whole time.
Exactly. There's so much stuff that we really don't need to travel or go into the office for. And I think it's going to be this way for a while longer. Like with people, not even like, let's say there's a vaccine and all that. I think a lot of people are still going to work from home when they didn't used to.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's like pushing like technology and like, I don't even know if progress is the right word, because obviously like this is like coming from like unfortunate circumstance, but just like, you know, you picture what the future is, where you have all this like unnecessary fat trimmed out, and it feels like now, because we're literally forced to, it's just like, okay, let's get down to brass tacks and just cut out all this unnecessary shit.
Let's just get shit done, bro.
Yeah. Would you do you like being in Baltimore? Like, do you want to be in LA later, or is this kind of like a dream come true that you can kind of just like stay there and just like do all this shit from where you're from?
I mean, the like dream is to work out of Baltimore and all that, and I plan on having a place in Baltimore, but we're trying to do some publishing stuff, some songwriting stuff, and for that I really have to be in LA a lot of the time. So I guess I'm torn. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But
no, that's fair.
I like it. We just signed a lease on a place here, so at least for a year we're just gonna be based out of Baltimore and chilling, and after that we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just a lot of travel at the very least.
A ton of travel, but it's okay because planes are terrifying.
Dude, I hate flying so much.
I hate it with a fucking passion, man.
I
got upgraded once. Mad Decent flew me out because they were like, Sam, can you come to LA? And I said, can you pay for the ticket? And they said, okay. So they paid for the ticket, and then I paid another $200 to upgrade to first class. And I got so drunk. It was awesome because they kept just bringing me wine when I asked for it. And they gave me like this little breakfast. It was like a freshly made breakfast with like scrambled eggs and potatoes. First class is the fucking best. Eat the rich.
Dude, every single time I get on a plane and like you're walking past that whole crowd of people and they're just kind of like in newspapers looking up at you like, eh.
Look at how far apart I can put my elbows.
I know, it's so crazy, like the level of airplanes are a funny division of class, because like you know that like all those people up there are paying out the ass, but like what they're getting is like elbow space and like orange juice and things like that.
I want orange juice. I'm Fortune 500 company.
When you were in like high school and stuff and like first really getting into making music, what were you listening to mostly?
A lot of like sad boy indie shit.
Yeah.
God, let me think. Actually, no. Some sad boy indie shit. I was big into like Childish Gambino when he was big. Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper was one of my big high school albums. So the Flies Don't Come by Milo. He's this art rapper. He's fucking great. So I guess, yeah, like indie rap, a little bit of indie, and some like mainstream pop rap kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I wound up seeing Gambino on the Camp tour like back in like 2011, and I think that same year that's when I saw like Bon Iver and stuff like that. So it was like just super like early 2010s like emo rap and rock kind of good times.
It was a great 5 years for like high school music.
Yeah, that 2011 to 2013 pocket of like Gambino and Schoolboy Q.
Oh, and Tyler put out Wolf that year?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I've been like really into re-listening to the Daz Racist album, Relax, lately. I don't know if you've ever heard that one, but like it totally fits in with that bracket. It's really good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know the combination Pizza and Taco Bell. I listened to one of Kool AD's albums, but I have That's Racist. I have Relax saved. I just haven't gotten around to listen to it. They're fun guys.
It's really dope. I was wondering what sort of like bands and stuff you were into, because like I don't know, like the way your music sounds, like it, like I don't know, you're really good. Like yeah, like we're friends obviously, but like I'm a legit fan of like the music you're making. And it when I was in high school, like I was a really big alternative rock and indie rock fan, and I listened to a lot of like The Strokes and MGMT and Arcade Fire and Animal Collective and that whole thing. And I was always really into bands because of the variety of different sort of sounds and sonics that you could get. And I feel like something happened where like radio rock just kind of diminished a little bit with the rise of rap. And it wasn't rap's fault. Like rap is amazing. It's just I felt like rock music just kind of slacked a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. But then like I heard your Won't Stop EP, and I was like, this is really fucking good, and even kind of reminds me of that era a little bit. So I was just like wondering like what, like if you feel like you're inspired by any certain bands in particular. I hate asking the inspired question, but
and that's the thing. I've been asked it so many times in so many different meetings, and I still don't have a legit answer. I mean, I just listen to so much shit.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I feel like I got, inspiration coming from everything I listened to. Once in high school, I did a bunch of shrooms, and I listened to Celtic music for 3 hours, and that was the best day of my life.
Oh my God. Was that the first time you did shrooms?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to answer. That just sounds, if it was, like, Celtic music is just such a wild way to, anyways.
Bro, I was into Celtic music, like, not ironically, for maybe 3 or 4 months after that.
Was that the dawn of your Celtic music phase?
That was my Celtic music phase. Unfortunately, I've fallen out of love with,
okay.
Which sucks, because I could have known, like, all the sweet riffs when I went to the Renaissance Festival.
Oh my God, dude, the Renaissance Festival in Arizona is like fucking huge.
I gotta come by, man. I bought a night costume from Party City, and then I got my wisdom teeth out.
Oh.
So I was high. No, it was after I was high on painkillers for like a week, but I still couldn't eat. So all I could do was buy mead. And then I bought a turkey leg, and I tried to eat, and I started crying.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it was the saddest day of my life.
That sounds awful.
It was. I got some good photos though.
Have you ever finished a turkey leg? I feel like every time I get one, like I have an overconfidence that I'm going to be able to finish it.
I've only ever almost started one. That was the only time I got one. I and threw it out.
I'm not.
This was a year ago.
Okay, I'm not like a connoisseur of them. Though I'm not like just munching on them every weekend or nothing. But
oh, dude, if I had a smoker, I might have to get into the turkey leg game.
My neighbor has a smoker grill now, and he's just been smoking meats outside like nobody's business. And he recently told me, "Hey man, if you ever want me to lay some of your meat on the grill, just text me."
Ooh, that sounds extremely sexual.
Yeah, I think so. So I gave him some chicken, and it turned out real good.
Oh, dude. All right, it's smoker time. I'm in an apartment right now, but in a month we're moving to a spot with like a back patio type area.
Nice.
And I think it's no cars are allowed to park there. It's going to be like a grill and a smoker and then a stage, so I can put on all my shows there.
Oh, sick.
That's not actually what's going to happen, but that would be cool. if instead of people buying tickets to my shows around the country, people around the country bought tickets to fly to my house.
They just
so
come
I don't
to
have
you.
to leave.
And
then they all know where I live.
I was gonna say, like, how would that, like for your friends and family?
Everyone, if by following me on Twitter or Instagram, you are legally required to come to my house show.
And we have a strict house code, and you must follow.
Oh yeah. No noise, no smiling.
How many have you done like a bunch of shows so far? I know that you and I got to meet because you were in Arizona, and we got to film together a little bit with Cameron. How you don't have to give a specific number, but have you done like a bunch of shows like thus far?
I actually haven't. I'd be doing a ton of shows if we weren't on lockdown. But this is really the time period when I would be starting to do shows. Around now is when we were planning on me like going on tour with a bigger act and opening up for them. Mm-hmm. So I've really done, like, I got my first big show. I opened for some band at DC9 in DC. And after that, it was the two TikTok shows. TikTok put me on their tour for 2 slots. The 2 TikTok shows I did, one was University of Illinois and one was at ASU with you guys. And after that, I haven't played shit.
Gotcha.
3 big shows my entire career, baby. But the ASU ones were fun because they paid me. They paid me so much money to play a 20-minute set. It was awesome.
Yeah. Money for 20 minutes is always like a good time.
Money for 20. Cash.
Have you like always been interested in the idea of doing shows, or like does that give you like anxiety at all, or has it been like mostly just an interest in recording? Because I
definitely, I mean, shows are where the money is. I get most of my enjoyment out of like stuff I'm loosely doing now, like planning shows and like arranging my music for a band. We're trying to get that together, and like doing visuals. And that shit is so much fun. The actual show, I mean, it's just sweating a lot for an hour and then going home.
Yeah.
Like it's shows are cool. I'm glad I can make other people happy, but shows are really, they're awesome in the moment, but then after I'm so sweaty and stinky and I need a beer.
I feel you. Yeah. No, he's like, I've spoken with other musicians before, and like I know that like a lot of them can really feel like, oh, like a show can be like a feeling like, oh, like what if I mess up, or like this is just like a lot of work, or like can be anxious, and like just because you enjoy making music doesn't necessarily mean that you also enjoy being on a stage and like exerting all that energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my first couple shows I was worried about messing up, and then I realized no one gives a heck. Oh, Crouton, my cat's trying to get in the room. She's being a little baby. Crouton, come in. Come here, bitch. Yeah, but shit, what was the question?
I don't know, we were just talking about shows.
Oh yeah, shows are fun. I like meeting, I guess what I did say, my favorite part of shows is meeting fans. That is like my number one favorite thing in the entire world. Playing the actual show, it's cool. I mean, it's, I'm sick of all my music. I wish I could do covers for an hour, but people don't want to see that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I want to be, because I have the most limited vocal range of all time, so I want to do like a Queen cover set. And it's just me shredding my vocal cords for 30 straight minutes.
Oh, you would like fully go for it, but like just just destroy yourself.
Oh yeah, it would end my career.
I like anytime I've been in a show and like a bigger artist does like a bunch of covers and stuff, I feel like people can really freak out. But yeah, like I guess if an entire show was just like all covers, people would be like, hold on, what is this?
I'm due set. It's just Hurt by Johnny Cash 6 times.
I saw a Group Love, and they did like Beyonce and Jay-Z covers. Like it was very left field.
That's wild. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, they're really fun. Man, I see. Like I love going to concerts. That's like one of my favorite things to do, honestly. Like I just like miss going to shows and like the movies and stuff ever since quarantine started. You said your favorite thing like about the shows was like getting to meet your fans. Have you gotten a sense that there's like a consolidated like type of person that's like into your music, or has it been like a variety? Like, do you feel like you have a sense of like what your fans are like so far?
Yeah, I guess my stats, I mean, the only shows I've played have been 18 and up, but the like 13 to 18 crowd is my biggest like listener base, and then after that it's like college kids. But yeah, like the Lonely God fan, super attractive, will be successful, will make tons of money, very smart, and very handsome.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I guess like you mostly now have been like getting to push your music through like TikTok and Twitch and like all these like new stream platforms and stuff. So like I guess that would make sense with those age ranges and stuff. It's really interesting to see like how like music marketing and stuff is like evolving like over time, just with like the internet and stuff.
TikTok has been the most disruptive thing for music since I've been sort of loosely keeping track of the industry. It's been fucking wild. Just like I mean, that's how I got big. Like, just one of my songs, one kid posted it, and then everyone decided, hey, let's make this go gold. And now I do music full time. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's literally so crazy. I was never even really using TikTok myself, and then recently I was like, I make videos, I could probably make like little trailers and throw them on there and like put songs on it. That's probably a smart move.
It's where the fucking money is, man. I like, someone emailed me and they're like, hey, if you do an ad for us on TikTok, we'll give you just like this much money. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. Like, I guess that's another new thing, like just being like an influencer.
Yeah, that's like a full-on job now. It's odd.
It's wild, dude. I wish people would pay me just to do nothing. How's the weather in Arizona?
Dude, the summer here is like so. It's like starting to get so trash right now. It's like it got over like 100 degrees recently.
Oh my god! I'm in the Northeast, dude. It's like 70 degrees today. It's awesome.
Dude, in Arizona, it starts to get to be like 100 degrees in like late April, and then it lasts until like the end of October now. It's literally absurd. It's like most of the year. It's getting,
that's whack as fuck.
It's getting so stupid because I remember you and I like filmed for the Lonely Nut video in like October, and it was still hot then.
I think it hit 100 degrees like one of the days I was there. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous.
But rent is cheap.
Yeah, rent is cheap in Arizona. I feel like a lot of the artists in Arizona, like, kind of the same as what you were describing in Baltimore. Like, there's not a ton of artists over there, so people are just kind of like, maybe like their inspiration is the fact that there's like not a lot going on, but then with like the heat and stuff, people are just forced inside, and they're just like kind of like pushing against that.
Damn, yeah, I didn't realize how much of like a factor just the shitty weather in Arizona would be.
Yeah. How have the live streams on Twitch been going? I know like Mad Decent has you doing those every Thursday, right?
I'm on Monday now because Thursday was getting cramped. So the streams, it's sort of on and off. I was talking to my mom about this. Like, if I'm into it, it's the greatest time of my life, and I'm upset when it's over. But because what I've been doing recently is like music production and just making beats. But if I'm not feeling it that day, it is so long. Because usually when I sit down and I start to, make a beat or write or something, and if I'm not feeling it, I just get up and go do something else. Because I'm not going to force anything. But with these streams, it's like I have a 2-hour slot and I have to fill the entire thing. So I've been coming up with ideas that are more, or like have less emphasis on me being creative in the moment. So this coming Monday, I am debuting a character known as DJ Chad Beerington.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an hour-long DJ set just with a beer counter at the bottom of the screen. I'm just going to get trashed and yell at chat.
Yeah, you've already, so you've done Chad Beerington on your personal Twitch already, right?
Yes, I did. That was the first ever Chad Beerington set, but this one's going to be so much bigger, so much badder. It's going to be something.
Okay, so this is going to be like his big, like, Mad Decent debut.
Yeah, this is going to be... They gave me a platform, and by God, I'm going to abuse it.
And like with that, like, you're doing like a legit DJ set, and like you're like producing more like EDM music and that sort of thing.
And that's all a bit. Like, that's
okay,
because it's funny.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do a Chad Beerington EP. So I have my song More Beers, and then I have another song coming called Chug. And after that, I think I'll do 2 more songs and just promote the fuck out of it.
Okay, I was literally gonna ask you, like, if you ever were like an EDM person, or if that was like a producing passion of yours at all.
Not even a little. I listened. So the whole Chad Beerington thing is that he only plays Beatport Top 100, like the most popular EDM music at the time. So when I was just getting into like finding out like listening through the music, seeing what it sounded like, I'm thinking like, this all sounds the same. I could do this today. And then I made More Beers in like 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
It was, dude, EDM is awesome. I mean, obviously everyone else is so much better at it. Like, their sound design and shit is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it's a genre, or not a genre, but like a collection of genres with such little, like in house and like some other housey type stuff. There's so little variability between songs that you could just, if you want a shit post, like if you don't want it to actually do well, you could bang out an EP in 3 days.
That's so crazy. Yeah, like I like know so little about that world. Like, the closest I get for like personal listening is like, I've been really into the 100 Gex album the last year, which obviously like has like a lot of different genre influences.
They have that one song that's ska.
Yeah. The Stupid Horse song where it's
Stupid Horse, yeah. Oh, gorgeous.
Where it's like EDM ska. I hate them, dude.
But like a loving hate.
Dude, they're amazing. They're like everything at once. I love it. It was funny too, like in high school, where like I feel like rock music was starting to like dither away a little bit in terms of most popular genre, and rap was coming up, but then EDM was like fighting really hard, and like dubstep and EDM was like, no, it's supposed to be us.
It's the 1 year where I listened to Skrillex was probably the edgiest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I've just been chasing that high ever since.
Yeah, I remember when everybody just had like Skrillex t-shirts, and
Skrillex is the raddest dude in the whole world, and I've never seen him speak. I just assume he's super fresh.
I don't know fucking anything about Skrillex or I don't know what happened to those guys either. Like,
he's set for life, man. I'm sure he's living good.
I saw you on Twitch. You did the Billie Eilish like Bad Guy remix, which I thought was I know in the stream, like, you were saying it was cringe or whatever, but I thought it honestly sounded pretty good. And like at the end you made like the shit post album cover, which is really funny. So you seem like really self-sufficient with like being able to like Photoshop shit yourself and make your own album art and stream on Twitch and produce for yourself. Have how long have you been like using like Photoshop also? Like, have you just been like teaching yourself things like since forever, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. When I was like end of middle school, beginning of high school, I was sort of into like visual effects, like After Effects.
Okay.
And just to do shit posts and make memes, I've always been lightly using Photoshop. And the Twitch thing is just, again, I was just a huge nerd baby. So I just like downloaded these things and figured out how to use them, even though I never really planned on Twitch streaming. I still downloaded OBS and I like set it up, and I ran a test stream when I was like 15. Mm-hmm. So I guess, yeah, it's just like something, all this media software stuff that I'm just like, at least growing up, it's just like, I gotta learn how to use this, because what if one day I need to live stream on Mad Decent's Twitch?
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did that, because shit is so easy now, not having to learn any new, systems or software.
Yeah, no, I've been using Photoshop too for like a really long time, and I've always just been like really into like teaching myself software and stuff, and it's like even if it's not necessarily like related to the main thing you do, I think it's really good to just kind of have those like side skills, because like one, it can just be really fun, and then two, like later when it is useful, it's just like you kind of have like a superpower a little bit.
It's really great being able to think, like, with the world's tallest man thing, just like, oh, I thought of something that'd be sort of funny, and I don't have to ask anyone to help me with it, and I can just bang it out in an hour. It's, again, like, control freak type shit. Like, it's really nice being able to handle, like, the beginning to end of a lot of processes.
That's what's so crazy about a lot of these just young person creators these days, is it really does seem like, oh, they don't need anything. They can kind of just do this all themselves and from wherever they are.
Yeah, I think it's a generational thing. Just now that every single form of media is so much more accessible, you can do it all in one computer. There's no reason not to learn the basics of everything.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a good note to leave it on.
Epic. Hey,
yeah.
Zane, thanks for having me. Big kisses.
Big kisses. It was so good to talk to you, Sam. It's been a little bit.
Hey, yeah, I'll be in Arizona soon once this lockdown shit's over.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right.
A salute to Zane. Have a good day, King.
A salute to Lonely God. Good talking to you, bud.
Good talk.